Alright, yesterday I tried to duplicate an artifact that I saw a while ago and I took some screenshots. It's actually from the Harper collection online. I'll give you a link in the description box or in a comment. See that? I knew I did the ears incorrectly. So in my attempt to fix the issue, I broke the point. Yeah. See, how does it go? I snapped it trying to fix it. Anyway, I'm going to try again. This will go in the Brooks and Buy faces in the auction coming up. So it's a Toyah point, right? But there are variations of it. Let's see if I can find it. I took a bunch of screenshots of the different points. These are true Arrowhead artifacts. Okay, these are actual artifacts in the photograph. Here's the one I was thinking of in my mind. That's why I also chose the tan shirt. But there's another one right there of that style. Let's see. Right there. There's also two more of that style here. You can see that's needle tips, serrations on the side, and that strange arrangement with the basal notch and the long ears. See that? Now you can put in a central notch. Let me see if I can enlarge this. No, that's it. See, this one has a central notch, and this one doesn't. This one just kind of has a V, a big V notch. So that's what I'm going to go for. I can also do these, but I've done Toyahs like this before with that central notch like that. Yeah, very interesting. These are actual true arrow points. This one's also of that style, but this one here has that central notch. Now some of these tips, you can't see it from the photograph, but they're they got little twists in them. They're twisted, which means they're beveled to get them pointy. Not all of them, but I think most of them have a slight twist, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm thinking of doing that too. But you can look up the Harper collection online. It's really good. And it'll give you individual photographs. If you click on the item number or the catalog number, it's really good. The site is really good. All right. So eventually I'm going to duplicate a bunch of these. I like this one too. That one's the next one. These large serrations or these large saw teeth or whatever, these large teeth on the side are difficult to do because you got to plan way ahead of time. Okay. This one's insane, the notching on this. Yeah. I could look at these forever. I think I've made one like this for the auction, except I put deeper notches in the sides. I think, I don't know what the material is, but as you can see, this one is Coahuila County, Mexico. Coahuila. Okay. Anyways, so let's try this again. Okay. I got some set aside. I got a bunch of rocks I can use for this coming week. Let's see, which one do I use? These are all heat treats. Yeah, I think a lot of those Toyah points were made from heat treat. I think there's a scale with these too. In the Harper collection, he has a scale next to some of these points. All right, let me see if I can figure it out. I think it's 1.5 inches long, the one I'm trying for. See, there's a ruler right there. See, this one is, let's see, it's a little bit, it's not quite aligned with the two there. It's 1.25 inches, it looks like, but it's probably closer to 1.5 inches. So I got plenty of room with this particular piece, I think. All right. It doesn't have to be exact. I just got to make sure I got at least 1.5 inches, and I do. Yeah. All right. So they're not very big, but I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than the real ones. Yeah. Okay. And like I said, this is a heat treat. So I might rename this series like something like Chasing the Serrated Toyah. I don't know. Or I might not rename it. Just post a new video with just a boring title. Serrated point number 2. Second attempt. Serrated point. Second attempt. When am I going to start napping? Very soon. Yep. I don't do this ahead of time because my ADHD takes over and I try to do too much before the video. Yeah. I end up trying to sharpen a lot of them, or I'm distracted. I'm not sharpen, but dress the tips. I either dress all of my tools or I get distracted and don't do it at all. So I don't do it before the video. Yeah, nice heat treat. I knew it was nice before I started right now because I chipped on this a little bit earlier when I was selecting my stones for the week. Yeah. And most of that stuff in the bin, most of this is debitage that I pick up along the way in my travels, or stuff I save from nodules that I break up. And I just don't want to use the flakes right away. And then I stick them all together in a heat treat. But I did these heat treats a long time ago, like 6 months ago. Or no, longer than that, maybe a year ago. 6 months, a year, 5 years, it's all yesterday to me. Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't have very good chronological record keeping in my brain. It's all yesterday or the day before. Yep. Now, do I remember everything clearly like it was yesterday? Absolutely not. No. The ones that I don't remember clearly are like the day before. It's either yesterday or the day before. If it's clear, it's yesterday. If it's not clear, it's the day before yesterday. Yeah. Now you know. I don't know who else has that issue. It'd be nice to know if someone else has the issue. I know it's not that rare to be all everything's yesterday. I wish there was something that would help me keep it in chronological order other than associating the events with other things. I can keep better track of the timeline if it's associated with something that was different in the past, like the ages of my children. If I can correspond the memory to how they looked like, I kind of know where the time frame is. That kind of thing. But if I don't have a reference point, I don't remember it in a timeline. I just remember it. That's it. And I know it's not the usual thing because I've been around neurotypicals a lot in college and at work. They don't have the issue. They pretty much know. How long ago did you have this particular issue? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it was like 3 months, 4 days. Yeah. I wish I could do that. Yep, so it's just a matter of thinning this down. I have the general shape in my head now. I've got the little nuances and the subtleties of the arrowhead firmly pictured as an image in my brain, and I also can refer back to it on my tablet. Yeah. Finally got my tablet charged up and running. As long as it's connected to the Wi-Fi now, it's fast. Yeah. Before I got the new Wi-Fi, my phone, my tablet, even the TV in the house is just super slow. Yeah. I had to go to the library to upload my videos. Yeah. Now I can upload them from the house. It's so amazing. I still am amazed by it. How fast it is compared to what I had before. And luckily it's a new thing here in town. They have a new service that allows high-speed internet. Just when I moved here in February, they said they were going to try it out, but it took them like 4 months to get it rolled out, so I had to wait. So I didn't get it until, let's see, March, April, May, probably in June at some point. I don't know. It's all yesterday or the day before. I don't remember exactly when I got it. But it's been such a big help. Because basically I make my part-time income online. I have part-time income. I call it part-time income. I could go back to work full-time, but I don't. Because going back to work full-time, I couldn't do what I'm doing. I couldn't be helping my dad or living in this little town or able to enjoy some nature. I would have to work. I'd be in a city, basically. I would have to rent an apartment. Most of my money from my full-time job would go to my expenses. Believe it or not, even with my small part-time income, I can save some money. Yeah, buy some cool stuff. Pay my bills, the ones that I have. I don't have that many. Yeah, I don't have that much debt. So it's good. Believe it or not, I still have student loan debt. But luckily, it's not overpowering. Yeah, some people have tons of student loan debt. If I don't pay it off soon, it will start compounding and get ridiculous. Because the interest rate is high on the student loan debt. That's a bad part. I can postpone payments and get deferments and stuff, but then the interest kills me. All right, let's see. All right, we're getting to the point where the edge is thin. Okay, and I need to hit really hard. Switch to a smaller flaker because it allows me more pinpoint accuracy. Yeah. I don't have to build or look for large striking areas. I can hit on a little area and get a good flake. I'm just regularizing it for another thinning pass. See, this is pretty much flat on this side. This side is a little bit rounded. So I'm going to move all the edges that way. To do a pass to thin it down more. I'm going to try to get this one thinner than the other one. The other one, I can get it thinner than that. Yeah. It works a little bit better for doing the serrations if it's thin. I mean, really thin. As long as it's not so thin that when I'm doing the serrations, it'll split it in half. That's always a problem. 17 minutes. Yeah, I'm taking my time here. In case you don't know, my Flintknapping is rather chaotic. So there's probably better ways to go about doing these flakes in a certain sequence. But I tend to just take the first opportunity that presents itself, even though it may not be the best procedure in terms of setting myself up for the next flake and the next flake. There's a way you can do this that helps to set up for the next flake, but I don't spend that much time thinking about it. You know what I mean? You can run flakes in sequence and then use a ridge from the previous flake as something to guide you on the next flake. Because the flakes like ridges. Yeah. Reminds me of ruffles have ridges. Makes them better. Yeah. Somehow. You don't need to run a ridge if you don't want to. In fact, a lot of times I don't care as long as it's convex. As long as the surface is nice and rounded and convex, right? You don't want to drive a flake into a concavity, but you don't have to follow a ridge. As long as it's convex, it'll work. All right, we're getting thin on the edges. So I gotta knock those back. The sides were pretty wide anyway. I don't need to be this wide. Thinning with percussion. I like thinning with percussion. I don't like thinning with pressure. I'll shape and I'll notch with pressure, but thinning, I like thinning with percussion. So those little, I'm gonna do some challenges coming up where I'm gonna ask, how did I make this? I'm gonna be trying to be sneaky a little bit, but give you a hint that most of my shaping is going to be with percussion. I mean, pressure. Most of my thinning is going to be with percussion. But I might change it up on you. Yeah. I might do some thinning with pressure. Yeah, if I'm feeling particularly masochistic, give myself a napper's cramp, I might thin these things down with pressure. Yeah. And if you can tell if I've thinned it with pressure instead of percussion, I'd be impressed. And I'll do more than one challenge. That way I can see which ones are guessing and which ones are consistently being correct. Which one of you guys is consistently correct. It'll be interesting. A little bit of a variety on content. Yeah. Variety of content is nice. It'd be better variety if you would just focus on paleo. Yeah. I don't care if it's the same. Okay. Variety of on paleo. As long as it's the same, that's the kind of variety you like, right? Yeah, that's what I like. I like variety that's all the same. Paleo. I know. Who is like that? Raise your hand. Who wants to see the same old variety paleo stuff? I know you're out there. I'm not going to do it, but I just want to know. Yep. I crunched that really good, huh? Yeah. It's time to unpaint myself out of the corners. How do I unpaint myself out of these corners? What are you talking about? You might ask. I get myself into difficult situations because I'm not all that careful. Yeah. Yeah. I don't need to be all that careful. Who needs to be stinking careful? We don't need to be no stinking careful. Yeah. No. Yep. Nope. Yep. Okay. Oh, this pressure flakes nicely. I may be able to unmess up myself with pressure. Come on. Ooh, that's not going to be easy. I got to sharpen it. All right. Let's see if I can cheat. Get that fixed like this. I already ruined it. Yep. I already crunched it, so I can't even pick it out. See, if you don't pick it out correct the first time, it crunches it, so it stays. What am I going to do? I've never had this situation before. Yeah, it'd be a problem if I'd never had this situation before. But I always had this situation. Yeah, not a problem. Well, hopefully. Knock on wood. Where's the wood? Ouch. Was there a flake on my knuckle when I did that? All right. It's a little bit tougher than I thought. Anyways. Yeah, we got a good preform. It's already going toward the shape that I want. All right, so let's get to the part where everyone skips. Everyone skips this part. They fast forward it. So go ahead and fast forward. I'm going to be doing this for the next 10 minutes or so. Shaping it with the pressure flaker. And talking smack, hopefully. Hopefully I can think of something I can talk smack about. It's so difficult for me. Yeah. I have a hard time picking stuff that I can talk bad about. Who was it that said that they were on the edge of their seat when I started talking about government? I knew someone said that. I can't remember because it was yesterday or the day before and I've already slept. I don't want to talk about government on my videos. Although that would probably appeal to a wider audience. YouTube always suggests, whenever I'm trying to see what would be working better on my channel, says just try appealing to a wider audience. So if I talk about government, that's probably a much wider audience. But I don't like talking about government. No. Not only that, I got to figure out how to censor myself when talking about it. Because I don't want to ruin the channel. I put a lot of work into it. That reminds me, I need to do a current update. Not update. Do a current backup of my channel. My last backup was over a year ago. I got to do a current backup just in case. Just in case I stupidly say something I shouldn't say. Or YouTube changes the rules. I think I still have simultaneous uploads with Odyssey and YouTube. I think it's Odyssey. That's how long it's been. I can't remember the name of the site where I upload as well. Anyways, I can talk about government in the abstract. Maybe I'll make a euphemism. I'm thinking, yeah. No, I'm not going to add that. On my chat videos with smoking and autism and AI, I was thinking maybe adding some more stuff into it, maybe politics. But no, I'm gonna keep it simple because I just want to go over issues that are difficult for autistic people. At least in my experience and my experience with my sons. They're twins. Haha. Yeah, I know. Double trouble. Luckily, they're not in any trouble. Nope. They're no trouble at all, actually. I'm lucky. It's heartbreaking to see some of the struggles I go through, but they don't cause trouble. Yeah. I'm lucky. All right, so the funny thing is that they are into politics. Of all the interests they could have, well, history is one that they like, but the other is politics. They both like history and politics, and that means I had to educate myself a little bit on that subject because they asked me questions. Yeah, they don't like my answers though. So they stopped asking. I don't know if I felt relieved or I felt kind of weird. They don't ask me questions anymore. What's going on? They don't like my answers, probably. Yeah. Boomer. I got boomer answers. Okay. I've gotta clean that up somehow. That looks terrible. Here we go. Can I blast through that junk? Yes, no, probably not. But it's worth a shot. Probably not, but worth a shot. Yeah. Oh, that almost didn't do it. Let's see what happens if I take this direction here. I know I'm not supposed to do this yet, but let's try it. 30 minutes. Yeah. I'm thinking, oh, I can do this one faster because I've already done one. No. You can take shortcuts to an extent. Once you start getting into thinning, you can't be saying, oh, I could do this one quicker. No. Thinning is always going to get you. The shaping, it goes faster. But the thinning is what you cannot get confused with the shaping. It's just relentlessly merciless. Even this little bitty edge is biting into the copper. Why? Why is it so tough? You're not supposed to. You're a heat treat. Inconsistency between the different materials. Yeah, in the same stone. It looks like there's a little bit of dryness down here, down near the bottom. Is it doing it? Haha. Let's see. Can I be lucky again with the next strike? I don't know. No, not lucky. It eats the copper. You can see it, right? Right there. That's copper. Remember that during the challenges, if you see a piece of copper on the edge, you go, ah, I know how I made that with copper because I see a little bit. Yeah, I'll be careful to hide the little bits of copper. Come on. It's not doing it. Nope. It is not doing it no matter how hard I hit that. Oh, there it goes. Did it do it? It's trying its best. I may be able to get it thin down the rest of the way with pressure. Dang, look at that. What I'm afraid of is if I'm too aggressive. I know I can flake it. I just don't want to be too aggressive with it and snap the whole thing. Being too aggressive with it snapped the other one. When I was trying to fix it, I was figuring, yeah, I can be fast and aggressive. Nope. Can't be fast and aggressive with this. Even though it might look that way. All right, so here we go. That's the end of the stage where I got all the big lumps out. Now it's a matter of refining it. Yeah. Let's take another peek. Shall we? Come on. That one or that one? But I like that one. And I like this one. Yeah. See how the sides of these ears slightly inward or straight downward. Slightly inward. Yeah. See how these are flared out? These are actually flared slightly inward. That's what messes me up. All right, let's see how it goes here. Why am I using tan shirt on a tan pad? I used to have some black leather, and I keep forgetting to get more. I gave my daughter all the fancy leather that I had because one of my daughters is into woodworking. I mean, leatherworking. I wish it was woodworking, because then I could borrow some of her tools. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Borrowing other people's tools, especially your own kids, they're not supposed to refuse. Yeah. Easy peasy. Anyway, yeah, she's into leatherworking. So whenever I get fancy leather, or when I used to get it, I would use a little bit and then give some to her. The rest of it to her. Yeah, and this can be used as an arrowhead just like this after this regularizing. Like I said in the other video, it doesn't need to be all this fancy. Why would they want anything more fancy than this? I think it's because it's their special use. arrowheads. What kind of special use are these fancy serrated and wild looking arrow points for? Ones with the needle long tips that'll break, and the base configuration and the stem that is very delicate and will also break, leaving at least some of the arrowhead in the wound, no matter what. They're one-shot deals. What kind of specialized arrowhead is that? For shooting at leather targets? Fancy leather targets for the fancy arrowheads? No? Let's see. Competition to see how far you could shoot? No. Shooting animals that require lots of bleeding and big wounds to bring them down? No. What could it be? Squirrels and such? Or little animals? Birds? No. What is it for? Deer? Or would you use something like that for deer? Use something like this. So what is it used for? Can anybody guess? Yeah, I'm being facetious. It's obvious these were used for warfare. I won't spend all this time doing this to make them just right and very delicate and breakable, so that they break when you shoot them, and then they also leave remnants within the wound that cause infection and suffering and misery. Yeah, they're warheads. Or they're used for predators. Coyotes and wolves and stuff. You don't want the predators coming back. And they're kind of sneaky. So it's hard to shoot them. So when you do shoot them, you want it to count. So you want them for sure to die eventually. Because, you don't want predators hanging around on your hunting grounds. Because you're the top predator. You want to eliminate all other predators, including other human predators. Yeah. Other humans. So there it is. There's my theory. Otherwise, you don't need to go through all this fuss. There's no need. And it's not like points like this don't exist, because they exist right alongside the other ones. Yeah. These triangular ones always exist right alongside the fancy ones. I say always, but maybe not always, but they're there. Some of the most common arrowheads you'll find they're just as simple triangles. Yeah. All right, shall we commence? This is still not thin enough, but I had a hard time trying to thin these down. Yeah. I'm going to start from the base and work up. Can you see? Where are my foreshafts? Arrow foreshaft. Fits perfect. Like I knew how thick it was supposed to be. How did I know? I don't know how I know. Anyway. Get the basic shape. I'm not going to do the full concavity yet. I will do another flake up there, though. I need that to be thinner. See, the barbs need to stick out a little bit past the foreshaft on the sides, a little bit. Yeah, see that? That helps to prevent movement. All right, so how do I do this? Indirect percussion. Does it fit? Oh, barely fits. Barely. I don't like it when it's barely fitting. Too much danger of hitting the side and blowing out one of the ears. "47 minutes. This might take longer than the other one. Yeah, there. Yeah, I'm sure after you do about 50 of these, it won't take nearly as long. Yeah, it's still too... The flaker's still too wide, so let me widen this out. All right. Very carefully. Did it do it? It's trying to do it. That's good enough. I don't want to push my luck. Yeah. Okay, so I need to put the notches in and start going up the blade. Okay. Yeah, so right now it could be used as an arrowhead just like that. But they didn't. They didn't do it. They had to be fancy about it. Okay, so we're going to be fancy. And yeah, I got to be very careful at this stage, so hold on. I'm not going to be chatting too much. It doesn't grab the edge when it's starting to dull. Come on. Don't make me push too hard because then it will snap. Snap, crackle, pop. That might be enough. No? Nah. I'm not supposed to take the easy way out. There we go. Now, if I need to go deeper, I can. As long as it's thin down at the bottom of the notch and not crunched and dull. Too dull. It needs to be a little bit dull, but not too dull. As long as it's not too dull and not too crunched, I can deepen it if I need to match this other side. If I happen to have good luck and able to notch this one deeply. Yeah. Super duper nice pop outs on this material. Sometimes the pop outs, they create a ring step fracture. Those are a pain to deal with. For step fractures that look like a moon shape, half moon, yeah. Those are a bad deal. But this material feathers out nicely. Luckily. Yes. Yeah. I can expand those notches later if I need to. All right, so let's finish the stem. And then I'll do more thinning on this blade up here. Or should I wait till the end to thin it, or to deepen that notch? See, I have to deepen the central notch quite a bit. Should I do it now? I think I probably should. Yeah. If I wait to do it later, I might risk in my fumblings with it, I might break off the tip. So it's best to do the most delicate areas last. Yeah. That's how I'm rationalizing it. Just stop, right? And then, where's the other pressure flaker? No? Where's my thin one? Okay. I put it behind me. What do I do? And if I'm too far away, you can't see, just touch the screen and zoom in. Okay? I don't want to be like this because I can't see. Yeah, I can't see through my phone. It's in front of my face, and if I do that, that means I got to look through my phone to see what I'm doing. I've tried that before, but then I have to crouch over and get too far on this side and look, and then I'll get all distracted, and sometimes I wander like this. Yep. Uh-oh. It's starting to stall. No. Do not stall. Good. See what I did? I bit a little bit off of the side to get it started again. I'm thinning these ears. Hold on. Very delicate procedure. How would they do this back in the day with those primitive tools? Same way I'm doing it now, just lots of picking at it. It's not that hard to use primitive tools. What's hard is maintaining them. It just takes time to make sure they're dry enough, they're sharp enough, that the material you're using is hard enough, that you're napping when it's not too humid outside. There's a lot of factors that go into keeping the natural tools in good shape. That's the hard part about it. Other than that, I mean, it's not that bad. The hardest thing I have to deal with natural tools is the hardness and the dryness and the ability to keep the tip well dressed so it can do the job. Having to sharpen it every 5 seconds for me is very distracting, drives me nuts. I don't know, does that look right? I gotta take a peek because I don't know if it looks right. Let me see. Oh, the inside of that is straight. It's straight. Yeah, see how straight that is? Mine are curved, so I gotta straighten them. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Easy enough to fix as long as I don't do it fast. Mess it all up. See, this is delicate right there where the notches are very close to each other. Now, that ensures that it breaks once it hits. When these notches are all close to each other, it makes sure that it'll break when it makes contact. It looks solid in the haft, but look how delicate it is. So that's the stem configuration, okay? You can do whatever you want with the blade after you get the stem figured out. So I got the stem figured out. It does go in a notch like this, all right? It seats well, but you know it's going to break once it hits. And I'll do some tests and I'll show you that it'll snap right across the notches. Unless it's hitting very soft tissue, then it'll stay intact. But then these barbs, they'll make it painful to withdraw. Yeah, they stick out sufficiently to make it painful to withdraw. And I can make the tip like this of the foreshaft instead of thick like that. And it'll make the barb stick out even further. But they're not like flaring barbs, so it's not too bad. And I think this is better for storing in a quiver anyway. With a lot of arrows, if you got a lot of arrows, it won't catch on stuff. Okay. Enough of my musings. I'm just knocking off some of the dull spots. Making sure I just have sharp edges only. It doesn't always work, but at least I try. Kind of messed that up. It's the law of the West. All right, so the side notches are okay. I don't need to make them any bigger, I don't think. Now, I need to make an outline of the blade that's better than this one. It's still too wide, and this will give me a chance to thin it down a little bit, hopefully. Everything needs to get more narrow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta be very careful. All this trouble just for Arrowhead to shoot frogs, right? No. Shoot deers? No. Heck, you can build traps for deers. You can't do it these days because it's illegal. Back in the day, you don't even need to shoot a deer with an arrow. You can just set a trap. Those little dum-dums will go for it. Yeah, set a trap for a deer and then dispatch him with a knife. Or a spear. Or put your knife on the end of a stick. A long stick. And call it a knife stick. Yeah. How'd you kill that deer, man? with the knife stick. Ah, you're no fun. You want me to shoot you with one of these arrowheads? No, no, no. Okay, you're fun. You're fun. Yeah. Told you. Told you all that time making these arrowheads. And I said no one's going to want to get shot by this. And I was right. Yeah. All the time I was making it, I was thinking no one's going to want to get shot by this thing. The whole time just mumbling. It's going to get you. This is going to come get you. It's going to come get you. I'm going to get you with this. You're going to get gotten with this. You're not going to like it. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm going to get extra super especially pointed. Shoot you in the eyeball. Yeah. Who knows what those guys were thinking when they were making these. It's fun to make something up. Yep. What do you do this? How do you do this with natural tools? Like I said, you gotta get the right material, a good piece of bone or antler, or even a stone flake can do this. All right. Time for the notching of the other notches and maybe expand on these a little bit just to make these more distinctive. Or make them more distinct from the other notchings. Come on, you're supposed to get that little remnant. See the little remnant right there? No, you can't see because it's blurry. Just flake it from the other side, dude. You can get it. Yeah, that's what gets me into trouble when I say I can get it. I can't get it. No, don't even don't even think about it. I'm just gonna expand these out a little bit to make them look bigger. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Winding down now. What is this? I got two little flies chasing each other around. Just as I start the hardest part, the most dangerous part of all. Should close the door to the shop, but that'll close them in. Then the flies will have nowhere to go except land right on my nappings. This video is probably not going to get near as many views as the other one. Yeah. I don't care because I've been wanting to do this style for a while. There it is. I knew I could pop that out. It just wasn't working from the other direction. Okay, that one was making me nervous because there was a thick spot right there. I'm gonna have to go in. I think my dad was calling me. So it's already an hour and 12 minutes anyway. I'll finish this up on the next one. Yeah, I gotta go in. But yeah, so far so good. I'll finish it up on the next part. Yeah. All right, there you go. To be continued.